I used to think I was crazy for wanting to do the things I want to do for my family and raise my kids the way I do, to have a different marriage and to do things drastically different than my parents and their parents and their parents. Thought I was weird. I thought I was crazy. If you find yourself in that position where you want to do things drastically different than any generation that's come before you inside of your family, you're in the right place. And what I want to show you in this video is that you're not alone. You just haven't found the right people yet, but we're here waiting for you. So what's crazy is I remember it, like, for a long time as a child into teen years and young adulthood, I always felt like I was different, right? That I wanted to do things differently. And that really kind of played out mostly in my faith. And like, I was just always this kid who wanted more of God. Like, I was this kid who just kind of stuck out like a sore thumb, who just was not satisfied with the status quo of what everybody else seemed to be doing around me. And as I grew into that adulthood, I realized that whenever I would get married and have kids, like, I wanted to be the dad and the husband and the father who would do things drastically different than my parents did and that their parents did. And part of that was because as I got older, I realized that there were several behaviors and beliefs and things that were both toxic and unhealthy and all these other several things about my family that I didn't want to take with me. And I needed to find a spouse who would go on that same journey with me. And I found that spouse. And for 7 years, we've just been in the trenches of currently raising 2 little ones, living life, doing the things that God is calling us to do, trying to break these generational cycles, these behaviors, these beliefs, these patterns that were built into who we were as a family or families beforehand. And now we want to do it differently. And one of the things that I felt early on, and I've honestly felt for probably most of the 7 years that I've been married, is that I thought I was weird. Like, and there are some days where I still feel like I'm weird, but I felt like I was weird, and not only just like weird to the point of like I'm not like everybody else, but weird to the place of falling into this deep place of loneliness, of where like I don't feel like there's other men out there who want to do the same things that I want to do. Because when I look out in the world, when I watch something on TV or I see other families interacting out in the world, I see people who just seem to want to live life completely asleep to changing anything, to doing things differently, to going after the more things that God has for us as we build and grow our families in today's world. And the first thing I want you to know as a dad, as a husband, as a father, is that you're not weird. If you want to change things, if you want to do things drastically different, you're actually in the right place. The reality is it's not that you're weird, or it's not even that you're in the wrong place. It's actually that you just haven't found your people yet. And that's why this channel exists. I told my wife, I said, I want to be a space and a place where not only I don't feel lonely anymore, but other men can come alongside and we can do this together. And if we're gonna be the weird ones, let's just be the weird ones together. I don't think we're weird, but other people may think that, but I don't think that about myself. And I definitely don't think that about you. But there's this shift that we have to make inside of our mentality that I had to make myself, is that, okay, if I'm not weird, if there's other men doing this, then what does this even look like? If you think about it, one of the things well, let me just use a story. One of the things I love doing as inside of my family is I'm a morning person. I love waking up early. In fact, an ideal scenario for me is that I get up before everyone else in my house. I sit quietly with a hot cup of coffee and I spend time with God. Like, that is like near perfection for me, right? Our lives are a little bit like that. You're in this space, whether you're not a morning person or not, doesn't matter. But imagine waking up before everybody else. Okay, you're not in the wrong house. You're not with the wrong people, but not everyone else is woken up yet. That's just okay. That's what this journey is like, to live like an upside down dad, is that you're not weird, you're not crazy, and you don't have to do this alone. you're just early. I'm just early. That's where we're at. And so what we're going to do together on this channel is enter into conversations. We're going to learn. We're going to share a lot of information. We'll probably have some conversations with other men about what does it look like to be an upside down dad? How do we live as upside down men, as fathers, as husbands, in what I believe to be just a wrong side up world where we're doing things drastically different spiritually, emotionally, physically, financially, that cause us and help us to break these generational cycles of beliefs, of ideas, of actions that we don't want to take with us, that we don't want to inherit along the way. So if you're interested in being along on this journey with us, hit that subscribe button and go along with us. Every week, we're going to release these videos. We're going to talk so much more about what we're doing because there's so many shifts to make in these 4 areas that are imperative to the process. But here's the last thing I want you to hear from me is you're not crazy. You're not weird. And most of all, you're not alone. We are in this together. So hit that subscribe button, come on this journey, and learn what it looks like to be an upside down dad.